We're going to begin lying down on our mat. Bring your heels to the edge so your head is on the mat. If you're taller than the mat, bring your head to the mat. Then take your arms down beside you and just lengthen out where you are. Take a breath. The way we breathe in Pilates is in through the nose and out through the mouth. So breathe in through the nose, breathe out through your mouth. When we breathe in, we breathe laterally. So that means sideways. Inhale and open your lungs to the sides. Exhale, pull your belly in. Squeeze your stomach into your body. Inhale, open your lungs sideways. Do your best. Exhale, blow it away. Squeeze your stomach to the floor. Now we're going to put our feet down and tilt our tailbone down. So you see this arch that may or may not be in your back. Your back is lifted up in the middle. We're going to lift our butt up by pushing into our feet. Draw your tailbone down your back. Let your back come down into the floor. And now we're going to do that breathing method again. Inhaling, lungs open up to the sides as best you can. Open up your lungs sideways, laterally. Exhale, squeeze your stomach into the floor, gluing that back into the ground. We're going to use this throughout the class. Now we want to watch our chin. So a lot of times we'll start to lift our chin here as we lie here and do the exercises. The chin's going to lift up. This means the upper core is not engaged. In Pilates, our core is our entire torso. So we want to engage the lower portion of our torso and the upper at the same time. So that means we're going to breathe laterally. Every exhale, we're going to squeeze the stomach into the floor. And we're also going to make sure we keep the chin tucked in, just slightly into the neck. This is going to lengthen out the back of your neck, and it's going to keep this part of your muscles engaged. If you notice throughout the exercise that your chin is lifting up, that means your muscles started to let go a little bit. Drop your chin down, you'll feel the engagement. So hands by your side. Take another practice round. Inhaling, exhaling. Do this again. So every time you take a breath, you're remembering to squeeze your abdominals. Now take those legs up to the ceiling. We'll bring our toes straight up. Reach your feet up. Take a moment, feel your back in the ground. Try not to push into your elbows. Press into your fingers if you'd like, but let your elbows stay soft. And take one foot down and up. Then the other foot goes down and up. Again, remember the chin's down, the squeezing of the muscles, and your back is flat. If you notice when you're lowering your leg down, your back starts to arch up, just like this. You want to re-engage and don't lower your leg down so much that it lets go. These are important tips as we move through this exercise. So keep that back planted down. That means your muscles are squeezing. Relax your elbows and we start. Lower, lift, alternate. Lower, lift. Don't forget to breathe in and out. Doesn't have to be in line with the movements. Good, keep it moving. Lower, lift. Lower your leg down, squeeze it up. Breathe. Let's count it out. We'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bend the knees, bring it into the stomach, chin tucks. Take a moment to stretch, maybe a little rock side to side. Relax your shoulders. Now we're going to do the same thing and engage the breath and the legs at the same time. So let's take the chin down. Your back is squeezing into the floor. Let's go. We're going to reach through our feet like we're trying to reach for something further away than we can reach for. And we take one leg down and up. Other leg down and up. And what are we doing? We are going to inhale and exhale. Squeeze the stomach. Inhale and exhale. Now when you're inhaling, don't let go of the stomach. Tip number 2, when you're inhaling, squeeze the stomach. When you're exhaling, squeeze it deeper. So you're never actually letting go. Chin to chest a little bit. Drop the chin into the neck actually. And breathe. Try not to be robotic. It's easy to get stuck in it. So give yourself a little shake. Take your hands back down. Drop your chin into your chest. And we begin. Another 10. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 1. 2, and 1. And take a moment. We'll repeat that again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees into your belly. Take a moment and rest. A little rock side to side. Good. Lengthen everything up. Reach your toes towards your fingers. Fingers towards your toes. Give it a bit of a stretch. Then point. And then we'll take our feet down to the floor. Now we're going to take our hands, relax them, and use the feet. So try not to use your arms at all here. We're going to push our butt up so we're in a bridge pose. Few things to remember. If your chin is jabbing your chest, lengthen out through the back of your neck. That's going to stretch out the back of your neck. If you're feeling like your heels are too close to your hands and your knees are stretching a lot, scrunch your toes a little bit forward. We are going to be dipping down and up here. So we want to be comfortable and not in pain ever. Relax your arms. Press into your heels. Lift your hips up high. And then we're going to do 3 sets of 10 in a row. So no breaks, no pauses. We dip our butt straight down and press our hips straight up. Try to keep your head center. Relax your face. So try not to look to the side for the practice. We want to get our head straight up, lift up, and take just 10 3 times in a row. Ready? Dip and lift. 9, 8, 7, a little quicker. 6, 5, squeeze. 4, higher. 3, 2, 1, and go right again. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up at the top. Take a big breath. Squeeze those thighs a little closer to each other. We're going to go down one side and up another. And I think I missed a 10. So we're just going to do that 2 more times in a row and make it 4 sets of 10. We go down, we lift up. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, 10, 9, you can do it. 8, little higher. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 more. You got this. 2, almost there. And last one, hold it up. Now we go alternating sides. We're going to do 2 sets of 10 again. So we drop one butt cheek down and then press and lift it up. And then we do the same the other side, alternating sides. You're sculpting your booty here. So let's go. 10, starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Roll it down. Take your knees into your stomach. Take a moment. Give it a big hug. Good. We're going to take our hands and our feet down, extend into a full body extension. Stretch your body out. Turn your head left and right to release your neck. And we're going to do a roll up. So the Pilates roll up, a few different ways that I have learned how to do this move throughout the years. We're going to start with this technique. So we inhale as we stretch. And you can point your toes and reach through your fingers. Exhale, flex your feet. So point your toes up towards your knees. Reach your hands up and tuck your chin into your chest. Then you're going to engage everything as you exhale, roll up, and then inhale, point your toes, and stretch. So chin to your chest, round your back. Exhale, exhale, yes, roll down, reach overhead, point everything. Inhale, and exhale, roll up. Chin to chest. Stretch it out with the inhale. So we're inhaling as we stretch, exhaling as we move. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, stretch. Flex your feet. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, stretch. Point your toes. Flex your feet to roll down. Inhale, stretch. Repeat this a few more times. Try to articulate your motions. And if you're anything like me and you start to get toe cramps, flexing your feet is a good way to stop them. Every now and then when we point our toes and we need a little more hydration maybe, so drink a lot of water and remember to tend to your needs. Don't just suffer in silence. We're going to come into a butterfly position to stretch our hips. So take your feet together. You can go further away to start and then just slide your feet into the desired distance, so where you feel comfortable. I like to give myself a little rock to make sure I'm in the center and I'm feeling comfortable, and then interlace your fingers and bring your hands around your toes. Sometimes we end up like this and we're lifting our toes up. That's okay. Your flexibility will come in time and you're giving your legs a little stretch. Just remember to keep lifting your head up, dropping your shoulders down, and coming as close to the center of your body as you can. Also engage your muscles from the base of your body up to the crown of your head. And the way we do this is we squeeze all the muscles here at the base of our body, our abdominals, and we lift our head up to the ceiling. And that engages the whole torso, not just here. We want to engage our whole center. Take a breath. You're going to come forward, so let go of those feet. Reach your hands forward. If you cannot reach the ground, just hold onto the feet and keep pulling forward. If you can reach the ground, walk your hands as far forward and lean as far forward as you're able. Stay here for a moment just to feel the stretch. And then come back up. Take a moment here. Bring your feet together. Relax your face. Take your butt to the middle of your mat-ish, finding where the center is for you. And then grab the hands under the thighs. We're going to come into our boat sequence. So we are sitting on basically the sacrum spine, right between the tailbone and your back. So you're coming here, take a moment, lift your shins up a little bit higher, straighten your legs a little more, hold underneath your knees, under your thighs, lower towards your thighs. Stretch your legs out as much as you can. Bend your knees and straighten them. Take a few moments just to observe how you feel doing this. If anything hurts, you always want to stop, reposition. Sometimes just staying still is enough. So if that's okay, you can just pause in a spot. Pause with me now. Take your legs a little more narrow, bring your thighs together, lift your chest up, and then maybe you can let go. Taking breaks are important. If your body feels pooped and you can't do it, you got to stop and take a breath. Then come back in again. You can always pause and restart. That's an option. Come into a cross-leg position to take a break. Sit up tall, and then come back into your boat, this time with no hands. So bring your shins parallel to the floor and the ceiling or the sky, and lift up. If you'd like, you can straighten your legs a little bit more. Lift your chest. Relax your chin a little bit down. Breathe. Then bring it back in. We're going to go like this. Now you can use your hands. But what's the fun in that? Let's strengthen and challenge those muscles. Let go of your legs. And let's take a run for it. Reach and bend. Chest is lifted. Remember your lateral breath. Inhaling. Exhale, squeeze the stomach. Don't let go of the stomach when you're inhaling. And then back to a cross-leg position. Switch your legs around. We will get into this cross-leg position in the same direction every time subconsciously because that is where you're comfortable. Always switch it up here and there. Take a breath in, sit up tall. We're going to go side to side. So we lift our arms up and we lean to one side. Stay sideways so you're not collapsing forward. Your arms up by your ear, you're leaning over, and then float to the other side. Go slow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Center yourself with your breath. Come to the middle. Swoop your legs out to the side into that mermaid stance. And we're going to lift our arm up away from our legs. We're going to lean away from our legs. Slide that bottom arm out. Try not to drop down into the elbow and collapse and like pick yourself up. You want to go over to the side, arch your body and reach, get low, and then use the muscles here to pick you up and lean over in the other direction. So we open up, we lean over to the side, reach, get as low as you can, and without having to push into your hand on the floor, lift yourself up and over. So we're strengthening those muscles. If you're leaning over and this leg starts to lift up as you come back, that's okay. Do your best. We want to do our best. It's the best we can do at any point in time. Reach over, stretch it out, feel that feeling. Lift it up, squeeze those muscles. And one more. You got this. Breathe. And switch. Flip and flop the legs over to the other side and take your time. We reach away from our legs to start. Lean down. Try not to drop your elbow. Lift up, squeezing your stomach. And feel that stretch on the reverse end. Inhale and exhale. Reach over. Go as low as you can go. Lift up. Reach into the muscles. Breathe. Always breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze her harder. That helps you lift up. Inhale. Exhale. And we'll do one more. Really make it count. Get as low as you have so far. Squeeze those muscles in your side to lift you up, and then we'll come right back to the middle. Come into a cross-leg position. Either side is fine. Grab onto your knees, going forward and back just to stretch the hips a little. Release anything that's tight, and then switch the legs around. Grab onto your knees. Again, lean forward and back. Notice the difference from one side to the other, and then we're going to climb onto our hands and knees. So when you get onto your hands and knees, just make sure you have enough room on your mat. Take your hands down under your shoulders. Look down to the floor. Coming into tabletop. So tabletop is two different directions. One tabletop is on our back and the other is here. It's right in the middle of cat and cow. So you're looking down. You want to drop your shoulders in. Your elbow bends are facing inward, so not forward, inward. Some arms are different than others. Shoulders are pressed away from your ears. They're not up here, they're down here. Pull your belly in. And you're not arching your back in either direction. You're right in the center like a table. Take a moment. We're going to make sure our fingers are spread and our knees are a little bit closer together. Take your right hand forward, look at the floor, and lift your arm up towards your ear. Reach out through that hand. Take your left hand out, point your toes, and lift that leg up. So you're lifting up high. Breathe. Then we're going to take our knee in and our elbow in and stretch it out. Try to maintain the balance. Bring it in and out. In and out. In and out. Breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Stretch out. Bring it down. Getting a little cramp in my toe there. And take it to the other side. So like I said, if you get a cramp, tucking it under is a nice cure. If you have to keep it tucked, you can do that too to keep it from re-cramping up. But remember, form is important. So start out in tabletop, so try not to bend here. Shoulders back. Lift your left arm up, palm faces the right, and your arm is lifted up. Eyes are at the floor. Lift your right leg up. I'm going to tuck my left toe under because I am cramping, but you can keep the top of your foot down if you're okay. If you're cramping like me, tuck it under for balance. We want to point the toes, lift the arm and leg, breathe. Good. And then we bring it in. Knee into the elbow, or just bring the knee in and the elbow in and stretch. If you bring them all the way in, that's good too. Lengthen and lift and pull it together. Keep it going, breathe. Keep going. Breathe. Center your mind. You got this. One more. Lengthen out. Lift it up and bring it down. Bring your elbows to the floor. Palms flat. Tuck the toes under on both feet just to dig them into the ground a little bit. And then flatten the feet down. We're going to go through cat-cow. Round the back, chin to chest. Shoulders down, look up. So cat-cow on the elbows is slightly different. It's a lot shallower. You are not moving as much. Take your time. And then pause with your back a little flatter. We're going to make sure those knees are a bit closer together again. Lengthen one leg out. And then this leg just goes down and up. Drop your chin so you're looking towards the center of the mat under you. And lower and lift. Breathe. We'll go 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knee down and lift your other leg up. And again, lift and lower. Breathe. Relax your neck. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knee down, tuck both toes under, lean your butt back toward your heels, stretch your arms forward. Take a big breath here to let your back expand and stretch. And then lift it on up, coming into hands and knees again. We're gonna take it into a lunge. So you're gonna step 1 foot forward and scoot your body forward just to come into a little bit of a stretch in your hips. You can throw yourself from side to side a little bit to release any tightness that you have going on there. And then switch sides, drop that knee back. Take your other foot forward, hands on each side, and just lean forward as you rock a bit side to side, releasing any tightness in your hips. Take a big breath and sink into yourself for a second, and then walk that knee back. Lift your arms up. We're going to take our hands towards the ceiling, interlace your fingers, and then turn your palms towards the ceiling. Lift yourself up. So when you're in this position, you're going to lean side to side again, leaning to one side. Try to drop your hips a little over to the other side, and then center, lean into the other side. Your hips slightly push the opposite way, just slightly, and bring it up. We'll take one of our legs out, so you're kneeling on one knee, and the other leg is straight. You can fold your mat up if your knee doesn't like the floor like this, or get an extra cushion. Taking yourself to the side, you're going to take your hands out like this, and you're going to lean towards this leg first. You can reach up, then bring it to the center and lean away from that leg. If you reach the floor, try not to touch it. So like the floor is lava. And then lift it up. And again, you're working those muscles just like in our butterfly. Lean towards your leg, open, lean away, and bring it back to your T. Reach, center, reach, center. We'll do this 4 more times. Centering yourself each time. So you're starting from the same place each time. Pausing in that middle point. Reach, find the center, down and reach, find the center. 1 more time, up, down. And last one, up and over. Switch sides, take your knee down and your leg over to the side. So you're on the other side. Again, cushion your knee if you need it on this side. Adjust and tend to your needs as necessary instead of just doing it for the sake of doing it. Because if you're doing it and you're hurting yourself, you're not going to maximize the output and input you're getting from this exercise. We want to be in no pain when we're doing our workout. So we're opening up to the side. We can go away and reach and then center ourselves and go towards and reach and then back to the middle. Again, when you're reaching away, if you can reach the floor, don't touch it. Try to lift your arm up, bend your elbow a little, and then come back to the center. This way you're not utilizing the floor to help you. You want to use your muscles to get you there. Open up to the middle and lengthen. Bring it back to the center and over. And we'll do this again 4 more times. Open up and reach for it. Reaching deep into you. Feel the movement. Stretch while breathing into the stretch. You got this. Let's do 2 more. Lengthen over. Bring it back to T. Reach over. Back to your center. Last one. Make it count. And coming back to the center, you can take your hands down, bring your knees in, lift your arms up, take your knees a little bit wider, interlace your fingers above your head, and then we'll stand up. Taking a moment to stand. Feels good. You can bend your knees a few times, maybe do an outward roll. These are always really tasty, just to release your hips, like sumo, and then go inward as well. So make sure you have balance. You can use something to help. You go in and step. So you go out, in, and step. Convince your brain, this is what we're doing. Step out and step in. Give your hips a little release. Take a moment, shake it out. Inhale your arms up. Soften your knees. Do that again. Inhale. Bend your knees when you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe a little side to side. It's always good to add a little Tai Chi. Movement is medicine and Chi is energy. So moving your body, just let it swing. Let your arms get that release. Remember, you want to let it swing. It's not about going like this. This is not Tai Chi. You always want to let your body fling your arms. So make sure you have the space. You're not going to bump into anything. And just let your body throw your arms around. Get back in touch with your inner child. You know, the one who used to spin around and fling around. Let's get those arms just flinging and bouncing off of you. So good for your shoulders and all those joints up and down your arms and your back. Shoulder rolls up, back, and down. I want you to grab onto something so you don't fall. Or if you can balance, it's good. But if you can hold on to something, you can really get into the move a little better. So you're going to take the top of the foot and just pull it in and stretch on the knee. And maybe you get a little quad, hamstring. But just really just pull it in and see how far you can get. If you can't reach, you can use a strap, a sock. You can grab something. Just try to pull it and grab on and pull it close. And then go to the other side, same thing. See if you can grab onto something and just grab onto that, pull it in. We want to just give it a little bit of a stretch. And notice where you're feeling it. One side might be totally different than the other. You might feel it in your thigh. You might feel it in your knee more than ever. It's really up to your body. You might feel it in this shoulder up here because you're reaching your arm back. So wherever you feel it, take a mental note. Okay, that's where it is. And then take your hand. We're going to come into figure four. Now, I love doing this laying down, but it's so much better standing. Hold on to something. It's much better. We can get deeper into the pose than struggling to balance in it. So you're going to take your standing leg. Doesn't matter what side you start on. We're going to go to both sides. Take your other leg. You bring it into what looks like a four. And then you sit back. Make sure you're sitting back. You feel the heel of your foot. Hold on to something sturdy and just hang out for a moment. Now, this is really good. You might feel tenderness and soreness in areas where you're tender and sore. Just take a breath. Sink into it a little bit as long as it's not pain. If it's a stretch, it's good. If it's pain, get the heck out of there. Switch sides. Bring your other leg down. You don't have to switch directions. You can keep holding with the same hand and just sit back. Remember, you want to feel your heel. If your knee is going forward, that's no good. Feel the heel of your foot. Sit your butt back like you're going to sit into a chair, like there's something there to sit in. Hold on, get deeper. Sit lower. Take another breath. And then switch sides one more time. So cross it, figure four. Sit your bottom back. Take a breath there, maybe two. Remember our lateral breath. Squeeze your stomach. We're strengthening our abs in every movement, Switch sides. Ankle to thigh. Sit your butt back. Take a breath. Relax your face. Stand it up. You can come back to your mat. Have a seat. Take a moment to just cross your legs in a comfortable cross-leg position. Sit up really tall. And then stretch your legs out. Get into the deepest straddle, split stretch that you can get into right now. Flex your feet so your toes are pointed up. Lift your arms up. Palms face each other. Working the muscles already just by being here. We're going to lean forward, tip your hips forward. Bring your hands towards the floor and really get into this stretch there. Let your head drop forward. Relax your face a bit. As you exhale, lean forward. And then bring it back up. I don't know about you, but when my heels push into the floor, it doesn't feel so good. Never suffer in silence. Always come to a different position. For me, that was just happened there. So sometimes we could turn sideways and sit off the mat and then put our heels on the mat. And that's a solution. So you can come back into the stretch, Remember, it doesn't matter what I say. If you are hurting, you stop and you adjust as necessary. And we can always find a different position to be in or a way to make it better. Do this in life, do this in exercise. This will make every day better. So again, we lengthen, we reach forward. Let's come into a little bit of a stretch. Take your head, drop it down. Take another breath. So remember, if we're stressed or if we're in pain, then we're tightening and we're squeezing our muscles. And then when we're trying to stretch, in this case, if we're tightening and squeezing, we're not going to stretch into the stretch as much as we could. And then we're not getting as much as we can out of it. And what are we here for? So we always want to make sure we are getting the maximum from what we're doing. So always adjusting as necessary. We can go one more time into that butterfly pose we started out with before. Bring your feet together. You can bring your feet a little closer, interlace your fingers. Maybe notice a little difference here. Take a breath. Relax your face. And thank you so much for joining me today for this little Pilates fusion class. I hope you enjoyed it and you come back for more.